Alright, so I'm back. Are you still with me, Flando?
I'm still here.
Yeah. Right, technical difficulties. Let's turn this shit down. I don't know if you can see the stream or not. There'll be a wee bit of a delay from what you're looking at. So you just bear with me if you don't mind. Have you got it?
No, stream's up. I've got it here.
Alright, so there's I'm down to 49 days on this Franklin. Right? It was at, what, fucking 60 days?
Probably, aye.
Fucking ridiculous, like. There's been a lot of giving out, like, in fairness about it. I think the point has been made. We don't need to make the point. One of the very first things we were talking earlier on was saying about how the least they could have done is maybe given you an event that as soon as you scrap your original Franklin, you could have got a bunch of speed ups or something to allow you to complete these events or whatever.
Aye, but even just give you an event kind of on the side, which
gives you speed ups. Yeah. But like, luckily, I've got a few speed ups there. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm gonna get this thing built. What's the verdict on it? What's your take on it? You have it built.
Mixed opinion. I like the biotics that came with the Franklin A.
Okay.
And I'd say overall it's nice. I mean, if you're obviously at 5+, it's handy. But I do feel for those who aren't that level yet, and they're just missing out on a whole lot of content in this arc.
Okay. There she is. Now, there's skins and everything. Like, since the last time we talked, it's been a long time since we've talked and done any kind of content on this, and the game's moved on a little bit from them days. Like, there's a lot of skins and different things in now to give buffs and all of that. And this Franklin has a skin as well. Like, are you hearing anything about that?
A couple. There's two. I think there's two or three of us in the alliance that have the skin. Is it USS Terror or something it's called? I mean, it does help a lot in these swarm armadas, for sure. But I just wish they made them a bit more accessible, because as with most events, these skins or even the refits are all, just kind of, if you've got the biggest wad of cash, if you've been stocking up for 2-3 months on resources, then you'll win. But only a kind of small handful are going to get these skins, in the
right.
short term. Whether or not they make them easier to obtain as the months go on, who knows? But I'm not holding out any hope for it. That's to say.
Right, the USS Terror, that's what it is, isn't it? And the Vidar and everything has a new skin. And
yeah.
And in this arc, we're looking at we're probably looking at the Borg content coming back as well.
Mega cubes. There's some directives in the rewards in the battle pass.
Should be a little bit different. Like the last time I was doing content on this, it was fucking nightmares of Siege trying to do them mega cubes. Like now, it should be a lot more straightforward. People got maxed Vidars and stuff like that.
It'd be a lot easier.
What are we looking at?
How they change it? They might change the strength of the actual mega cubes as well to kind of go along. I hope they won't, but you never know.
Right, so the first thing I need to do, Mark II frequency modulators. Right, I don't have any of them, so I can't upgrade this.
To be fair, it's op slots, so you want to do much, because if you're op 37, you can get it to tier 2. So you can go up 1 tier at your current ops level.
And that's it, you reckon?
Was that, sorry?
You reckon that's going to be it? Like, there's no impossible for me to go any higher?
Aye. No, that's the way it's been designed. Aye.
Right.
So, Ops 35 is tier 1, Ops 37 is tier 2, Ops 39 is tier 3, and then it's like tier 4 is kind of Ops 41 plus, all the way up to 50.
And you're at level 39 now, and you're staying there?
Aye. For a while.
For a while. So you don't anticipate taking this any higher than tier 3 then?
Nah. I mean, it's tier 2 just now, and it does my dailies in one trip, so I'm happy.
Okay.
content with it.
Right. So the main thing there, I suppose, that the likes of me, they're level 37 building this. I can still go and do my traditional old swarm dailies, and this ship will be at least as effective, if not more effective.
Aye. What you're probably better doing though is killing the level 37s.
You reckon?
Yeah.
Will I get
that'll get you the Mark II mods.
right? Will I get 20 of them done with this ship? Do you think?
Maybe not in
Well,
one
I'll
trip.
try. I'll try one hit. I'll try one hit and see how I get on. I need to put.
Go to your refinery for a second.
We're still talking here about the same crews. We're still talking Pikemore Road to Lan.
Aye.
Yep. Right. So
Still using the same crew. Yeah.
Let me just do that. Now, all my officers are coming up as new because I've had to do a new instance of BlueStacks. They're not, in fact, new. Okay, go to refinery.
Yeah.
Right, you want me making you a little bit jealous here, making everybody a bit jealous again because I've still got extra refine options, yeah?
I forgot about that.
Is that
Bastard.
right? You want to right? Let me just while we're talking, let me just do that.
So go to your refinery and then go to your resources and then go all the way along to the far right.
Okay, you want me to go into the swarm refines?
Mm-hmm. Because you can refine frequency modulators for the Mark II ones, and that might get you a couple of upgrades. Similar to show, I can't remember what the actual refine rate is at 37, but it might save you a couple trips.
Right.
It's the same as most other refines. It's a 22 hour cooldown when you refine it.
Right. We'll check that out now. So for anybody building the Franklin A, then this is probably the way to do it then. Let me see. I want to go into
refining grade 2-4.
What am I looking for here now?
So go to the far right.
Swarm Bayer Minerals. I don't have it. What am I supposed to have?
Restart the game. You should have, next to the Swarm Biominerals Dilithium, on the far right, there should be one to refine frequency modulators for Mark II frequency modulators. So restart your game.
Let me clear cache. Now, will I end up showing my user ID if I do that? I will, won't I?
Aye, just close the game down and open it.
Now, I've opened and closed this game numerous times. I haven't seen that.
But you hadn't built the Franklin at that point, did you?
Hadn't built the Franklin at that point.
Aye. So I'm pretty sure when I built the Franklin, you've got to restart the game.
That's when it kicks in then.
Aye.
Okay, let's hope that that's the case. Fingers crossed. So while we're waiting on this Franklin stuff, how's things going in general on server 131?
TC content is keeping us busy, to say the least. Which is great, actually. It's time consuming. That's to say the least. But it's fun. None of these kind of pointless mining walls. You're going to just find the miners to hit just for the sake of it. You actually get to actually have decent PvP battles.
Yeah. See, I wonder, is that something I should be like? I'm kind of glad that we don't have that on our server. Our server's that quiet that everybody has their territory carved out. I'll show you that in a wee minute, actually. Everybody has their territories carved out. They kind of sit on their territories and they're happy with it. We don't really have territory capture battles anymore. But we do have those, and it's not even minor wars. We just have a couple of players in each alliance that they're just waking up every day and all they want to do is go out and hit the other side's miners.
And we've been I'd say the past 3-4 months it's been kind of quiet on that front, just because of how constant TC fighting is on our server. It kind of keeps everyone kind of satisfied
Aye,
when it comes to PvP.
it's something to look forward to, I suppose. Like it's right. I'm after getting the battle pass thing rewards there for something. I didn't even see what that was today.
Domination.
Right.
That'll be far because you leveled up probably.
Let's collect these now. In terms of efficiency, I should really have built that the other day when the events were on and stuff, but I haven't been as active in the game in the last while. So, better late than never, I suppose.
Okay, it's fine.
Right, refinery. There we go. Frequency modulators Mark II. Right.
So there should be 3 chest options. Ignore the third chest; it's an absolute bump.
Ignore the what?
See the 3 chest option.
I'm after hitting it. Well, as a one-off, I've maximized like it's 12-hour cooldown. I won't do that again. But
I tend to stick with the 2.
I know, and that's generally the way with refines anyway. Is that the third option is fucking just outrageous, like. But this will allow me in the short term to.
I mean, upgrade wise, it's the same as the normal flank. You want to upgrade the guns first.
Right. Well, I can only do the shield first.
Have you done it?
No, I'll do that. And I'm 5 fucking 4-star modulators short of the cargo bay. But we live with that. What's the cargo bay like on
cargo
this?
Bay, like, forget the cargo bay. You will not need that. And it's more, and you see why, because the level 37s, you only get 3 modulators per kill.
What?
It's a grind. It's an absolute grind.
How many are you getting? Oh fuck, 3 Mark II modulators. You mean? Holy shit!
Aye, but mind on your daily, you're getting. Well, if you do both the 2, both of the you swarm dailies, I think you get a total of 550. You get 50 from the small one.
So it's all about the dailies then.
500. Dailies and fines are going to be kind of keeping it going. And what was I going to say? Sorry, so you only get 3 kills, 3 modules per kill. You probably get, I would say, between 60 to 90 per trip. Even with mine's tier 4 killing level 39s, I'll get about 320 something roughly in a trip. I don't even hit the protected cargo limit. The protected cargo limit on mines is 438. So the cargo bay, upgrade that last. You do not need it for Mark II modulators.
Okay, well let's send it up to the level 37 system. Have you been doing any of the swarm madas?
I've done a few.
How are you finding them?
So tier 1 Franklin doesn't do the best. We've kind of sussed that out.
Tier 1 Franklin A.
Franklin A, sorry.
Yeah.
But it's still better from the other options.
Right. So if that's the case, the old traditional Franklin is pointless in the swarm matters then.
Doesn't seem that good. Nah, I don't like it.
Better than nothing. Like if you're a lower level player and that's all you've got, and your team is going in to do a swarm mata, you're as well sending in your shitty tier 7, tier 8, tier 9 Franklin, whatever it is, rather than sending your Saladin or your fucking.
I mean, you could, but the issue is you won't reach the system. That's the thing. So
what about with what about summoning to the system?
Can't reach it. So basically, to reach the level 37 systems, you need 75 watt range. Now, the Discovery, with max research at Observer 9, even with Scotty, and the 2, if you use TOS Scotty, synergize him, and use Cadet Scotty, I have max Discovery research for watt range. The best you'll get at Ops 39 is watt range 72.
Okay.
So unless you're 40 plus, you won't be able to reach there unless you get the Franklin A. Because the Franklin A's base watt range is 75, which is what's needed for the level 37 swarm systems.
Okay.
So you won't find anyone using another ship other than the Franklin A, unless they're 41 plus and have other ships with further warp range.
Okay.
Crew wise, we've done a bit of our alliance and other alliance have been doing a bit of kind of research, kind of the last few days, and the best one we found out so far is 5 of 10 is captain with Kirk and Spock.
And if you don't have 5 of 10?
Just to the kind of basic one, the kind of standard one, like kind of Kirk Spot Nero, Pipe Model Gala, those kind of Armada setups. But they don't bode too well. You might have to kind of spend maybe three launches just to kill one Armada.
Right.
But we've been trying it with 5 of 10 as captain with Kirk and Spock, and there's been a few we've managed to kill in one launch. So we're finding that's what the best so
okay,
far.
And the rewards from those?
So you get biotics. So whoever launches the Armada, they'll get a starter chest, and it'll either be 4K rare credits or 4 Jailer shards.
Oh. So that's a way to get the jelly as well then?
No, Jailer.
Oh, Jailer, right.
Jailer.
Sorry.
The new officer. Yeah.
You and your fucking Scottish accent, like.
You need to translate on the stream for the watchers. So yeah, it's more you get the credits more. I mean, I've opened 5 starter chests and I've gotten 4 of the chests were the credits and 1 chest were the shards. You will still get you get that second chest if you're involved, and it's kind of randomized who gets that second chest. I believe that person, they will get 100 rare credits.
Okay.
So that's what you get from the chests. The actual loot itself is just biotics, which you'll use to refine in the Swarm Resources tab.
Okay, I'll give you a look at it. Just our territory was there a wee minute ago. I'll go back and have a wee nosy at that when I set this ship on its way. Now, what's the name of the 39 systems? I see some of the lads doing it. There's 39.
Araxian, Estar, and Lissum, or it's just to the right of Rome space.
Yeah, there's a new 35 system as well. There's 39 systems. Yeah. What's the warp range in those 39s?
39.
80.
Warp 80.
So I'd need to put Cadet Scotty on to unlock them.
Yeah, or get it to tier 2. Or no, see the warp upgrade on your Franklin.
Yeah.
If you do that, that'll get it to 80.
Grand. Okay, so Araxian, Estar, and Eusum.
Yeah, it's next to Lusum, I think it's called. It's next to Terminurus. I can't even say that word.
Okay, one thing we badly need in this game, like we're looking at warp ranges, warp speed, and all of that. There, it would be nice to have items that we can use to speed up. So I have a 14-minute travel time there on that Franklin. I'd like to be able to use a speed up item that can boost that.
Discovery.
I know there's other ways around it, but
I know what you mean.
Well, my discovery won't get there. Warp 75.
I know, but the system beforehand, system next to the level 39 system, you can just go to there, so you only have to travel one.
Good
system.
point. Good point. Let's do that. I'll save on a bit of time. And a wee shout out to Mike, Steve, and Lube, who are all in the chat there, welcoming me back.
Hey guys.
It's been a while since we've done this, I suppose.
We would have been on an hour earlier, but
technical issues, yeah. Okay, so
I'll watch The Expanse tomorrow. I'll not watch tonight.
You sure? I don't want to hold you back. It's because it's an amazing fucking show. Like, I wouldn't deny any man fucking watching The Expanse. Class show.
Oh, good.
Okay, so that's brought the travel time down to 3 minutes. Anomalous Phenomena is on, so that's helped me with that. Good call. Right, Swarm War events. You're not happy with this arc, Flando?
No.
Right, so that event called Impress Me, appropriate name. It's not impressing you.
Spend me. So basically, short version of that event is spend 1,000 rare directives. That is the short version. And it makes sense now. You know, in the past month or so, they've been giving us these events with, so many rare directives. It makes so much more sense why. They weren't doing it to be good to us or to be nice to us. It's because we needed them for this fucking event that we're doing. Because you need to, you get 10,000 points when you start a Swarm Armada, which costs 100 rare directives. You get like 2,500 points if you defeat one.
And how many rare directives are you likely to have?
Well, from the last few events they've been giving them out, I had like nearly 2,000, roughly.
Right, and that's free to play. That's without buying them.
That's just like through completing events. Yeah.
And was there a bug where it wasn't rares that you were using or something like that?
There was something. I think it was the higher level Swarm Armadas where the cost it was showing was incorrect. But I think they fixed that. I'm pretty sure there was a mod announcement yesterday.
Right.
Where the value was higher than what it was actually meant to be. Something like that, anyway.
Okay.
I never came across it.
Now, these Swarm events, like the Swarm War and all of that, there, fair enough. You can do that, and we've got this server milestone. We've completed ours. Have you completed yours? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Swarm War and Impress Me. Impress Me is for spenders. Swarm War, doable, free to play.
Doable. Aye, doable. Yeah, doable. If you got the Franklin 8, it's doable. Yeah. Well, even without the Franklin 8, but
with a grind, it's doable.
Aye.
Right. So if you're able to hit 32s, you're getting 34 points for it. It isn't too bad, but you need to hit maybe 150 of them, give or take.
Aye. I mean, if you're level 35 or level 37, and you've just built the Franklin A, you're looking to effectively kill. What is it? What's wrong? So you're looking to kill 81 level 37s, which you'll probably do in, I'd say, 4 trips maximum.
Right.
With the Franklin A. So it's doable.
Okay, so we're here now.
Repair cost wise, that will cost you, depending on your research, that will probably cost you about maybe 2.5 million tritanium altogether. It's not too bad.
Where are you doing your Swarm Mad? Are you doing any of these level 40s in 37 systems?
Yeah, so it's level 40. That is your lowest level Swarm Armada. Yeah, it's level 40, level 44, and then level 48.
And what's it taking to kill one of these?
So we've found most of our guys have been able to kind of do it in 1, sometimes 2 trips. If we use 5 or 10 with Cat as captain and Kirk and Spock.
This is the level 40s.
Yeah.
Have you tried any of the higher ones?
No, can't reach them.
Right, okay.
Warp locked.
Okay, well, we'll ignore that just for a moment.
Because I think for the level 44 Swarm Armadas, I think you need 100 warp range, so you've got to be kind of Ops 41 plus to reach that. I mean, basically, if you're under Ops 41, you only reach the first 3 levels of the Franklin A, and you just basically have to fight the sort of lowest levels of what it's asking for in the events, i.e. Swarm Armada level 40s or level 37 or level 39 Swarm Hordes. You're just kind of just hitting it. This Franklin A content is predominantly aimed at the 40 plus group.
So if you're a player that's below level 35, this entire arc is a bit pain in the arse for you?
I mean, this stuff, yeah, because you need to be level 35 to even build the ship. So anything that's involved in the Franklin A right now is useless to 34 under. I don't know if they've got other events going, kind of in line. I'm not too sure.
I
If they
scale
don't, then
scale
yeah,
down a wee
pretty-
bit. Well, if there's anybody in the chat or anybody that watches this after we stream and is a lower level, I'd love to hear what they're doing, what it's like for them. I might log in some point into that level 18 account that I've got and see what the story with that is. That kind of leads me on to a question here about the game. Like, you know, we're a couple of years into this game now. Like, since its global launch, 2018, November 2018, global launch. We're into 2021 now. We're in the third year of this game. Does this mean that the player base has matured to such an extent where Scopely are just designing events now for players? Everybody's expected to be in the mid-30s now, kind of thing. And so they don't really need to worry about lower level players, or are we still getting lower level players active in the game? Is there still a good influx of players, or is the game on the decline? Are we past the peak? And then that leads me on to another thing in terms of our community manager has left. Panic was there from the early days of this game. You know, credit to Panic. You know, wish him all the best in wherever he's moved on to and all of that. I had my ups and my downs with Panic. I'd like to think that there's no hard feelings with him, but he's gone. And Panic was in terms of an individual, one single individual. Like all the content creators will claim that they've had a certain amount of influence doing this and doing that, me included, like, you know, would like to claim credit for having influenced Scopely for this and that and the other. But in terms of any one individual man, Panic probably, in terms of listening to the community, in terms of collating the information that players and content creators were out there gathering together and putting pressure on to say, we'd like this in the game, we'd like that changed. Panic did action out a lot of that. Or maybe he wasn't the one actioning it, but he put the pressure on in the right places to get things actioned on, and he's gone, and I'm not sure where that leaves us. And I distinctly remember a conversation with Panic way back where it was early days. He'd only started the job, and he was talking about, he's an experienced man doing that role. He knows the industry, and he was talking about if the game survives. Now this is going back to early 2019 probably, but his language was very much if the game survives, which means that there was probably a question mark for anybody, any developer that launches a mobile game like this, because there's so many on the market. How long is it going to survive? The fact you've got a Star Trek IP associated with this, you've got a ready-made fan base that's probably going to pick up the game, download it, check it out at least. Whether you retain those players or not is another question, but you've got an automatic fan base there that's going to take an interest because it's got the Star Trek IP associated with it. And I suppose wrapping all that up into one big question is, are we, with Panic's departure, with the style of the content we're seeing aimed at higher level players, are we past the peak of this game? Is this game on the decline?
I mean, I don't think so. I think Scopely's idea was, you know, when they were pushing the kind of opposite line barrier, you know, for the spenders to go 40 and all the way up to 50, you know, they started bringing out easier ways to gain resources, both material wise, you know, for uncommons and also steel, shrit, and dilithium. And I think a lot of the kind of free to pay players, or maybe the ones who just buy the battle pass, you know, the kind of £20 one, I think that unlocked, it made it easier for them to access the kind of mid 30s region. So I think they're kind of, what they're thinking is that most players will be around 35 now. You might get the ones who might hold off or might not play on a daily basis, and they might still be kind of low 30s, but I think they're aiming it for the majority of the players that they think will be able to kind of hit the Franklin A level, or requirement at the very least. And with them obviously renewing, you know, getting all the rights to, you know, Deep Space Nine and TOS and everything else, yeah, I don't think that it would be in such a decline. If it was in such a bad decline, I don't know they would have paid so much money for all the rights to all the Star Trek content if they knew the game was slowing down. You know, I mean, we know Scopely themselves are pretty greedy. You know, if they seen they were losing money or losing customers, you know, the way the game was going, I couldn't see them spending a lot of money. If that was the case, maybe they will. I'm not too sure. But
the other side of that could be that it's an.
I don't think it's on a decline as much as we think it might be.
Yeah, well, the other side of the argument could be that
if this is the kind of content they're going to be bringing out with the arcs, then it might make people leave, because the content, as far as I'm seeing it, isn't as entertaining. You know, when the arcs first came out, they were pretty fun, and as they went on, they've slowly become a bit of a bore.
Could it be argued though?
It's just a rehash, you know. I mean, Franklin A, it's nothing new. We spoke about this before. We'd always just kind of do a rehash of something else in the past. You know, Armadas is a big one. You know, you've got the normal Armadas, then they brought out Borg Armadas, then there's the Eclipse Armadas, Swarm Armadas. It's the exact same thing, just with a different ship and a different name. But the actual, you know, primary goal behind it hasn't changed. And it is just, you know, getting a lot more boring and a lot more time consuming as well.
Could it be argued it was an act of desperation?
Even the small thing, we spoke about it earlier on off stream, you know, removing the hopping for help thing. That's going to, you know, piss off a lot of players as well. And even there was a bug they got fixed with this client. So I don't know if you know about this on Amorgin. So
can you hear me all right, Flando?
When you hit 30 million reputation, that was essentially your first, you know, Ops 40 rep. So you had to kill level 41s, level 42s, you had to mine G4. And one of the bugs was, let's say your daily was to kill level 43s and level 44s. You could go into a level 39 system, faction system, and kill the 39s, the 40s, or the 41s, and it would register those kills as if you were killing 44s or 45s. And it was like that for quite a few months, and they've just fixed that now with this newest update. So there'll be a lot of players who have, you know, like myself, who have happily grinded out, you know, a good 100 million rep, or probably more, because the dailies were being counted. And now that they're not, they're now having to either pull back on all that rep so they can manage the dailies, or they might have to go and try and kill the level 49 traders instead. So it's a lot of these small things that they don't mention in the bug fixes. They'll just do for the sake of it. But it's more of the quality of life improvements that are not actually improvements. They're just making it harder and more difficult for players to progress.
Can you hear me? Can you hear me, Flando? Can you hear me, man? Fuck's sake. If anybody's watching the stream, let me know if you can hear me on the stream. I'm going to need to just send Flando a wee message on Discord here. Alright, so I'm having a few issues here with the sound. I'm going to need to mess with my mic here for a second. Okay, so Lube and Steve and some doctor guy saying he can't hear me, but the other guys are saying that they can hear me, so it must be an issue on Flando's end. I'll send him another wee message here just to tell him to sort out his mic. So I finished those dailies pretty handy. I was happy enough with that. I'm getting 3 times the bonus. That's good enough. Many kills is that altogether? About 10 kills. And we shout out to Sam there. Sam likes to go out and hit as many hum ships as he can, get up his numbers in terms of power destroyed. That's his game. Bit of a noob, like he's a bit of a Johnny come lately. Often thought of as an alt of some of the other guys on the server. Nobody really knows who he is because he wasn't around with us in early days. And this server being closed, of course, means we don't get new players in, so everybody is suspicious of a lower level new account when it comes in. We generally have an idea if somebody changes their name, who they are. But Sam's taken to YouTube. Go and check out his channel if you get a chance. A lot of his content is going around killing ships. You might catch him killing a few of Amorgin ships in some of his videos. Now, Flando had mentioned to me earlier about the repair costs in this. That's a hefty bill in terms of titanium. 623k titanium there. Let's speed this other one up. Now, Flando, get back with us if he gets a chance. Keeping the man from playing from going and watching The Expanse, playing Star Trek Fleet Command with me. Right, let's get this sped up. We'll take a wee look and see if we can upgrade any of the components in this Franklin A. Yeah, well, I'm not hearing Flando at the minute. If any of you guys can hear Flando, let me know. Not sure what the hell's going on with this. So I'm a medical doctor. Saying what servers this is. The founder server is server 190. This server, I'm not a medical doctor, this server is a server that was merged. It was the first merge that happened in the game before global launch. Probably around 2017, early 2018 kind of time. The old server 1 and server 2, the beta testers and the alpha testers got merged into one server. One of the things, I don't know if you noticed, one of the things that we still have that's a bit of a hangover, one of the reasons why our server presumably is still closed, is we've got these extra refines. We actually used to have a third refine option. They removed it, but we've still got 2 refines on each. So we enjoy a bit of a hangover from the old mechanics. We've seen lots of changes in the mechanics of this game over the years, but we're more or less in line with other servers now. One of the things we've called for, I've repeatedly called for it, I don't know if they'll do it, is to bring other servers in line with ours and give everybody these extra refines. Steve is Belly saying that he's heard Sam in Discord and he's not an alt or caffeine. I'll believe that when he comes and talks to me in Discord, Belly. I'll invite him to come and do a stream with me. And only then, after that, probably when I get Caffeine or some of the other guys in as well, will I believe it. Right, so you're a 155, not a medical doctor. Okay, is that an American server, European server? What is that? Let's refine these babies now, see what happens. Check the resource tab now in the refinery for the new biomaterials. So we can do a refine on one of these. I'll save those biotics for now. Not in a hurry. Let's see what we can do with the ship. Okay, so plenty to upgrade there. Let me see, what's this? What'll that get me up to? I'll get me up to warp 80. I'm going to go with that. Now, Flando was saying save that, don't bother with that just yet, so I'm going to leave that for the time being, do the dailies tomorrow and then start upgrading the guns if I can. I think you were saying that I can only get this to tier 2, but that'll do me for now. Let's see what else is going on here in terms of these events. Okay, so Swarm War, I need to get up to 440, so I need to go out and finish my Swarm dailies there. Hit a few more of them. I got 801 points, so 5 runs-ish, 5-6 runs up into the 37 systems. I could go and do the 35s, I guess. Get a lot more kills on the 35s. And also complete my daily, so it's probably level 35. I'll go into the new level 35 system. Unlock that. Should have started that separate attack earlier. And so Flando's saying don't do the 35s. Is there a reason for that? And Steve's saying the much better resources from the refines. It is. I've heard a lot of the guys on our server in particular, Steve, saying about how it's upscaled nicely, the amount of reward you get from doing that refining. Especially for the higher level guys. Flando was telling me earlier he's at level 39. Power steel is the issue for going any higher. Good levels of power steel and the like from those new refines. Lube is saying he done his whole Swarm Sunday on one hull. On the tier 2, Franklin. Right. So only focus on the Mark II modulators. Okay, so Rog are doing one of these Swarmadas here. Who started that? Is that Belly? No, it's Helios. Oh, we shout out to Helios. I think I seen him in the system earlier. Let's jump this Franklin nearby. We'll unlock these systems and take Flando's advice. Now, the main reason I was thinking about the level 35 systems was for doing these 50 kills and Swarm Sundays, but I'm getting 3 times the bonus. I wasn't considering that. Only got 90 points there though. There's a lot of kills to go on that. A lot of kills to go on that. And in terms of not needing the frequency modulators anymore, the T1 frequency modulators, Flando was saying, is it not still a thing, however, to be accruing those for this refine here at the end? Now I know I've got the guts of maybe a couple of million there or whatever it is for those refines, but there's still a use for them. Lube is saying it makes the event more expensive using the 37s. You still need 75. Limited cargo space as well, Steve was saying, is a good point. Well, we grind out some of these, like, I mean, returning here, getting 10 at a time, returning here 10 or 15 times to kill these things takes a bit of a while. Just to finish that Swarm Sunday, I might, once this event is done, Swarm War event is done, I might leave the farming those till I have more time. Six runs in here should do it, so I might go to the 35s just to finish off the Threat from Beyond. Just for today. Flando saying tier 2, you need a lot more frequency modulators. 6.4k Mark II frequency modulators for every gun, plus 4.6 for the shield, plus another 1.2k for the cargo. That's a lot of Mark IIs when you're only getting 3 at a time. That's a lot of Mark IIs. So, Fishlips is asking about the original Franklin. I do have another shitty Franklin here. We'll swap to it just to demonstrate that for him while that ship's in transit. Now that's the old Franklin. She's only at tier 2. The reason I haven't upgraded that is because I still need these old warp conduits. Not going to bother me ass with that. But you can see there, tier 2 explorer parts. Now, that might change when it gets up into the higher tiers, but in them lower tiers, certainly, it's the tier 2 Explorer parts is fine. Alright, let's get a couple more of these bios done. Yeah, I was thinking that lube starts at 2-star and then moves to 3-star. I'm not too sure what tier you start needing 3-star, but... Okay, so Flando's suggesting go and try and smash in a few 39s. So I'll do a run here on the 37 systems, then we'll try that. .39's over this way. I don't know what, I don't want to warp that Discovery into Federation space because I'm hostile there. So I'll just do that when I'm finished. You reckon relocating to Xerxes would be more beneficial than warping over the old Discovery? You set that timer, Belly. We'll work away, boy. I'll be waiting for you. Now, I know that Flando wanker's gone off. Just, I know there's no problem with Discord at all. He's off watching The Expanse while he's got the stream on in the background. I recommend everybody go and watch it. Great show. Now, I wonder if any of the lads on to do try one of these Swarmada things. Nothing at the minute. Wonder should I start one. There's a wee bit of lag there, showing that hostile still on the screen. Now, how the fuck did I mute you in Discord? I haven't even touched Discord. Hold on a second. I'll be back in a moment, folks. A wee shout out to Thaler there for his memes. Can you hear me any better there now, Flando? Let's fuck about with this for a second. Bear with me, folks. No, you're not muted, Flando. You're not being picked up on OBS either. You disconnect and reconnect there for me. See what happens. No, nothing given there. Pain in the arse. Alright, we'll head up to a 39 system now in a wee moment. Dead fucking red still there. Sake. One more kill. One more repair. Like, that's 2 repairs there is over. It's 1.2 million titanium. It's expensive enough. So Belly's suggesting there use the higher health officers on the Franklin A. I haven't really paid an awful lot of attention to the lower decks officers. I just wanted to get this ship up there to unlock the system. Okay, so Flando's saying relocate to Xerxes. Yeah, I see a bunch of the lads looking like they're doing that here. Fucking stuck between Triple H and Shady. That's not a nice place to be. There's a lot of things I should know better about Flando fucking. That's the least of them, dude. Right, so them dailies seem an awful lot easier with that Franklin A. Pretty pleased about that. Now the Swarm Sunday is as tough as ever. It's as much of a grind as ever, I suppose. But the dailies seem to be a lot better. Now, as I go up higher levels, I'm at level 37. Maybe that's just because I'm there. As I go up higher levels, maybe that'll change. But for now, pretty pleased with that. Now, stack health in that one officer slot. Who are we talking about here? Defense, no. Bones. I suppose we should swap out the ship and put Kirk or somebody in there. I'd say Spock will do the job, or Kirk, sorry, will do the job for me. He'll do rightly. I'll sort out the detail of that later. For the purposes of the stream, we're going to battle on with this. So we'll go to Vahok. And I'll be back in 2 minutes. Okay, so that's ships en route. I was saying the Flando earlier. I'm just going to give you a wee look at our territory on our server down here in territory. It's pretty stable. We don't really have territory battles anymore. Let me zoom out. Everybody seems to have their territory kind of carved up. You see ROG down below there, RPH. Like even AUSP, who are a very small alliance on the server, they've got a couple of territories there. Borg up top. Borg have never really moved from that location. ROG have moved around a wee bit. We've moved a wee bit. Wolf merged with us, of course. Wolf had some territory. Ans have moved over here where ROG used to be. Per down there. Ourselves and ROG don't even connect. Ans and ourselves do. It's highly unlikely Ans are going to move in there. They might with a bit of ROG help, like, but it's the only real flashpoint there. RPH, like Ans and RPH are both vassals of ROG. They connect to us there as well. But again, they would need to get some of the big guns from ROG in to actually come in and give us a real fight. So everybody's carved out their wee bit of territory. There's lots of empty spaces. And I guess we just sit there like that for a while. I'm sure there'll be battles to come down the line, but it's not like it is on server 131 or other servers there where territory is an ongoing thing. Yeah, Belly, I was talking about how ROG are a crowd of bastards. Everybody knows that already, though, so hope you didn't cut yourself while you were shaving there. I have a nice sharp razor here. When this lockdown's over, I'll take the blade to your neck there for if you want, like, and get it real close in on the jugular. You're saying you had a battle with Hom 2 nights ago. What was that? Defending your base or something? What was that? Okay, how many kills did we get in them level 39s there? 2. And how many of these Mark II modulators? Although there's 16 there, so I was getting 10 kills. That's about 39 to 10 kills, so say 30. Slightly, ever so slightly more on the 39s, like 2 modulators more. It's equivalent of an extra kill or so. And I think there, Steve, from the presumably you were using the auger. I think the last time I was streaming talking to you, you hadn't got the auger yet, or you just got it maybe. Presumably you're still using the auger, are you? In terms of the grind for this swarm war, it's much less effective hitting the 39s than it is the 37s. I'm getting just shy of 300 points on 2 kills, whereas I'm getting 9 to 10 kills. So I'm getting 800 odd points on the 37s. I get loads more on the 35s, but I'm going to go back to the 37s for the purposes of completing this swarm war, and then go down to the 35s for completing the old threat from beyond. I'm going to wrap up this stream pretty soon. If there's anybody that wants me to do anything here or check out anything before I wrap it up, I'll give it another couple of minutes. Yeah, I'm part way to getting my D4. About 2/3 the way there, I think, give or take. Be a wee bit of a grind to get the last of them. Another 35 blueprints for the D4. Yeah, no, I'm still enemy with like I'm deliberately enemy with Federation because like I said, I haven't been putting that much time and effort into this game in recent times, and I like the idea just that if I need the passive grind other than augment space, I can just send a ship into Federation space and it'll do, especially when the hunt factions is on and all of that kind of thing. Yeah, like Steve is right. It's just hunt the factions, things like that. There, it allows me to stick out a ship. Sam or Caffeine or somebody will come along and hit me, you know, more often than not when it's idle there. But like, it'll get me points while I'm busy and I'm doing other things. So I've deliberately kept it like that. I've gone up with like I'm way behind. Like I've dropped right behind the pace on a lot of this here, but I've gone up with Romulan. I was balancing keeping both Klingon and Romulan respected. But I've gone on with the Romulans now, so I'm just going to work on that. I'm going to prioritize that, and eventually probably. For fuck's sake. And eventually probably go and have another 13. Like, we really need to be able to fucking trade in blueprints. If I could trade in them 13 blueprints for D4 blueprints, be happy out. Probably eventually looking at maybe Valdo or something like that. I doubt I'll get the Pelham or anything like that just yet. Now I can't even see those ships in the store there. That must have changed during the last update as well. You used to be able to look at those ships. Let me see what it says in the Klingons. Yeah, I don't see them there either. Although there's the Ontarians at Consort and Mayflower at Favoured, it's showing those. Maybe because I have blueprints for them already. Not sure. Intrepid. Enterprise. Yeah, so it'll probably be Valdo or something like that. It's a while off, but eventually, if we stick with it, you know, stuck with it this long, guys like us, been around now 4 or 5 years. This game don't tend to go anywhere just yet. And I suppose just for the benefit of anybody that's watching, following this bit of chat with Steve. Now look at that belly. Look at that. See those alliance stats there. Look at who's number one everywhere there. Look who's number 3. You're only an operative, Belly. What the fuck's the story like? Arseholes like Fortesi and everything who fucking were never OG Rug are Commodores, and you're only an operative, dude. The fuck's that about? Like, kicked out Billy there recently as well. Poor old Billy, staying loyal to these dudes. Like, kicked him out. Char walked, joined Borg, had enough. Have off doing his fucking pie charts and graphs and all sorts of things, spending more time paying attention to what fucking other players are doing than what he's doing himself. Not good sign, like. Your finger out, man. Fucking take on a bit of responsibility. Have a wee word with Karma. Like, Karma was what was it, Loki or something? He wasn't even OG fucking Rug. All the leadership of Rug, original leaders, are all fucking gone, like. Let's take a wee look at your stats here just again for a second. Let me just do this. I know Flando's probably going to give out, but I'm going to go back to the level 30 system just to finish that event. And we'll unlock that final level 37 system with this Franklin. Fucking Econ's not even playing and he outranks you, dude. What the hell, like? Who would have thought that? Even Sam's only a fucking operative. Like, what the fuck? Who would have thought that Sword are going to be leading Rug one day? I'll be back in a second. So yeah, we're promoting Belly. In fairness, Belly, you've got one of the better names in the game. Okay, last run on this Franklin, and I'll call it a night. We'll try and get on and do a few more streams at some point. I've been happy enough just fucking about and doing wee clips and arsing around. Very easy to edit and upload for a bit of fun. And time allows, so it's nice to be able to get the time and sit down and stream and catch up with a couple of people. So we'll do a bit more of that. Might even get to stream a wee bit of Mobile Royale. Maybe Pep and Mike might join me for a bit of Mobile Royale and have a bit of crack on that. And I've downloaded the Elder Scrolls Online. I might get Grim, and I think Mike has downloaded the Elder Scrolls as well. Might even get a stream out on that and play a bit of that for a while. Admiral Jansen's at me to get back into Star Trek Online. I must try that at some point as well. I have to do that on the PlayStation. So need a free play space on the PS4. So plenty to be at. I shouldn't have fucking hit that. The hull wasn't. Hull wasn't where it needed to be, but fuck it. It's getting late here. It's 1 AM after it. Right, so about halfway through that event. Yeah, so you're an APAC server, Fishlips. What number is that? What number are you? Was it yourself? No, it was a different gauge. Said he was 155 earlier, I think. 187. Yeah, we're 190. Steve Belly there, who we were looking at. Belly's one of your fellow countrymen. A lot of Aussies on this server. Nope, come back. Come back from there, for fuck's sake. I can't actually remember a time when the top alliances in this server were all friendly with each other. There were times when there were ceasefires, surely, and things like that, but I don't ever remember the top 4 ever being friendly as such. Okay guys, so Sinead, that's it. I'm gonna repair this Franklin up. Might do another run before I go to sleep. Finish that event tomorrow. I thank everybody who joined in the chat. I thank Flando in particular for coming in to the stream earlier and hanging out with me. We'll try and get back and do a little bit more and discuss the way the game's going and see where things are at and offer the benefit of any experience that's there and throw out some of the questions that exist around crews and setups and all that kind of stuff. And until the next time, take care of yourselves and take care of each other, and I'll catch you all very, very soon. Good night.